Good morning. Thank you very much, Ma'am Frances Nova, for that so very inspiring and motivating introduction. I'm still on the peak of the motivation in my life in academe, being young, young in the academe. I'm in my fourth year. So to the heads of the different departments of Don Jose Integrated High School, headed by Dr. Rowena and Cruz and all the staff. Of course, the organizers of this webinar, Ma'am Francis Nobovich, my friend during also research presentation, and Cagayan de Oro. At our supervisors of that district, where the Don Jose Integrated High School belongs, Ma'am, I forgot the name, who give us the inspirational talk. Okay, for our students who are now in grade 12, which the very uh, the the recipient of all the series of webinars where the schools conducted. So when Ma'am Francis called me for this speakership, hindi ako nagdalawang isip kasi I want also to share my little knowledge about research. No, although my approach is I want to share my specialization, but it was brainstorming with Ma'am Francis to give this the basic research. But for our students and some of the school teachers who are in this webinar, I would not discuss what is the basic research, what is the research, but I will be taking into consideration the explanation on how we can, or how will it be, or how can we conduct our research in the field, the actual way. And I'm also discussing things that I missed my high school and college life regarding the research. Okay, so Ma'am Francis, kindly maybe stop sharing so that I can share my PowerPoint. Thank you. Okay, I hope my slides is visible to everyone. Ma'am, Ma'am Nova, it's visible? Okay. So, again, I am Marcos Aram Bulyedo, the presenter. It's not yet university professor. I'm just instructor, no? Uh, of course, now heading the auxiliary services and the business affairs office, and the instructor in the agricultural division, teaches animal science. Now, so let us start explaining basic research. No? Kasi maraming nagsasabi basic research, may nagsasabing fundamental research, may nagsasabing pure research, may nagsasabing applied research. So basic research is also known as pure research or fundamental research. Okay, so it is a type of scientific research which aim to improving the scientific theories for better understanding. So we are improving theories by discovering, no, as mom, the supervisor, tell us that research is a discoveries, no, for better understanding and predicting, of course, the natural or the other phenomena. Okay, that's why we conduct basic research. So basic research also, it could be a certain, it could be an innovation, no? That's basic research. The point there is basic research is also a pure research and or a fundamental research. We have two misleading words, no? We have the basic research and the applied research. So when we say applied research, is designed to answer specific questions, no? Specific question aimed to solving practical problems. Like for example, the COVID-19, no? This is a problem. This is a pandemic, no? This is not only happening in one regions but throughout the world. No? That's why pandemic. Researchers find out what the specific cure or vaccine to prevent this virus. So they use applied research. They wanted to have a vaccine to solve or minimize this problem of COVID-19. So that's applied research. Okay. So in research, we have also, according to Isidro and Malolos of 1979, this is also a characteristics of, it is based on facts, no? So we conduct research to find facts, no? To find facts, what is that theory? Ano ba katotohanan? Ano ba yung katotohanan ng sinasabi ng mga tao, no? Ng mga tao. Like for example, the ivermectin. Ano ba yung sinasabi, ano katotoo na it cured the pandemic COVID-19. So nagkakandak tayo ng research to find facts, katotohanan doon. It starts from a conflicts of problems. So maraming problema, no? Conflicts problem, then ginagawa natin to ng what we call the integration, or gumagawa tayo ng specific problems for that specific research. No? So it is also free from personal bias or opinion. So you cannot foresee, no? Hindi mo pwede sabihin na because I am a beautiful girl, then I have this kind of vaccine, no? Hindi mo pwede sabihin na I am fit on that kind of vaccine because maganda akong lalaki o magandang babae. No? You should always find the systematic explanation on the true research. No? It uses objective measurements. No? Dapat objective palagi. No? Mayroon kang bakit ka nagkakandak ng research. It's not subjected. Hindi mo pwede sabihin na siya, yung ivermectin is talaga nakaka-cure ng COVID-19. Kasi wala pang research, no? Wala pang research. So let us further differentiate the basic and applied research. I hope my slides is on the basic research and applied research. Okay, thank you. What is your... That's why I'm asking frequent, because one of my my webinar, my slides is not moving. So there is something of this Google Meet also. What is your research good for, no? Ano ba talaga yung research mo? Is it basic or is it applied research? So that's why I am inspired with the prayer for this webinar that the students want a practical application kung ano man yung matutunan nila dito sa webinar. Basic research desire to expand knowledge, hindi lang alam mo na, for example, alam mo yung face mask ay it prevents yung pag-scattered ng saliva. Hindi lang doon, dapat alamin mo rin kung ano yung mga klaseng material na it could really prevent the spread of your saliva. That's why we have a variation of face mask. Mayroon makapal, mayroon siyang leatherette. That's why we expand the knowledge. Curiosity driven. Kung curious ka, ano talaga yung cause ng mga bata, bakit kahit may internet, sasabihin sa teacher na mahina yung internet. Dapat curious yung as instructor, curious ako, bakit ganon? Bakit ganon? Na it might be the students do not want the instructor, hindi nila gusto yung teacher nila, or the student doesn't want the course or the subject. You should have always the curiosity driven, intended to answer why, what, or how questions. This is always happening in the academy. We are always doing the qualitative research. My dear students, my talks today it will not explain all about the research. This is only a chunk of about the research. You can still learn more on the internet, more on other speakers that you wanted to join in a webinar. I selected these topics. I want you to remember something. Kasi alam natin, it's only, according to research, only 10% comprehension about what we hear. Ano yung naririnig mo. Next is about the basic research. Increase understanding of fundamental principles. Okay? Yung mga fundamental principles dapat ma-concretize natin. Ano ba yung prinsipyo na sinasabi ni Mr. Bollido na kung ang hayop kayang i-cure ng antibiotics na pwede gamitin din sa tao. Dapat natin yan. I-increase natin yung understanding through research. Tama ba yan na yung loperamide is pwede din doon sa piglets na nagtatay? Dapat increase natin yung understanding through research. Does not have immediate commercial objectives. So basic research doesn't aim big picture on the commercialization of that objective. For example, you want to find out that the stress talaga yung student, attempt to cheat or na mag-cheat doon sa classes na. So, walang commercialization doon. You want only to find out na kung ang stress student ba ay nako-convince siya na mag-cheat doon sa klase niya because stress siya, stress. Hindi siya makapag-aral dahil stress, So, wala kang objective to commercialize that facts. That's basic research. It may not necessarily result in an invention or solution to a practical problem. So, wala kang objectives na maging invention mo to. Although sinasabi nga ng mga author that basic research, it could be an invention, but not totally a solution of a practical problem. So, that's basic research. Let's go to applied research. New knowledge acquired has specific commercial objectives. Applied research, example there is the experimentation. You wanted to know how this carabao grow faster eating this specific grass, no? Eating this specific grass, for example, Carabao grass, the well-known grass, no? You wanted to discover, no? Kung ano ba, if a weekly eating of Carabao grass, ilang pounds ba nag-grow yung Carabao? No? That's applied research. The product there is the Carabao grass, no? Karoon ka ng product, you can innovate to make it hay, no? I-preserve mo yung Carabao grass, then that's for your future feeds for the Carabao. That's applied research. Answer the specific question aimed to solving practical problems, no? Example, you are answering the specific problems. That's why most of our research always dealing with the hypothesis, no? Punta tayo kaunti ng i-divert muna natin doon sa hypothesis para ma-link natin doon sa specific questions, no? Specific question dahil nagtatanong tayo kung ilang pounds ba, no? Ilang pounds ang nag-growth yung Carabao and a 1 week feeding of Carabao grass. That's specific question. Then you will do that research. That's applied research. Discovering of the vaccine for the COVID-19, that's applied research. Now, you wanted to discover, for example, some gadgets to be used for students, no, na kahit walang internet pwede siya makapag-download ng mga modules, no. Yan, applied research yan. You want to discover and to commercialize that someday. Okay. Okay. As I said, I will not tackle on that very what we call research, no? We will dig in onto the research process. First, identifying the problem. I will discuss this one by one. Next is reviewing literature. Third is setting research questions, objectives, and hypotheses. Fourth is choosing the study design. Fifth is deciding on the sample design. Okay. The sixth is collecting data, processing and analyzing data. The seventh. Then the eighth is writing the report. This is the process of our research. We will discuss this one by one. Okay? Ma'am Nova, is it visible? Still visible? My slides? Okay, thank you. So, first is identifying the problem. A well-defined problem will lead the researcher to accomplish all important phases of the research process, starting from setting objectives to the selections of research methodology. But the core question is whether all problems required research. No? Identifying of problems. No? So, that's why kailangan we are very mindful of identifying a problem. So, because there are problems which is not researchable. No? Which is not researchable. We have countless problems around us. No? Sabihin, wala akong pera. So, talaga naman na hindi na yan researchable kasi alam mo na kung bakit wala kang pera. Bakit hindi ka binigyan ng allowance ng parents mo. But all that we encounter do not qualify as research problems. No? And thus, this do not need to be researched. No? Sinasabi nga natin kanina na maraming problema pero you should be mindful of selecting a problem to do a research. It's either basic research or applied research. Keeping this point in view, no, we must draw a line between a research problem and a research problem. Okay? So, we have non-research problem and research problem. Ma'am, na ba okay pa yung presentation ko? Okay. Okay. So, that's the weakness of this Google Meet. Pag nag full show ako, hindi ko na kayo nakikita. Kasi my teaching is always be motivated, no? Pag hindi ko makita, hindi ako mamotivate. That's why instructor or teacher should always motivated themselves so that students must also motivated. That's my principles, no? Pero wala pa yung research. Kailangan i-find out pa natin kung totoo ba. Totoo ba yung mga ganun. We have research need to identify both, no, the non-research problem and the researchable problem. Okay. A non-research problem is is one that does not require any research to arrive at a solution. So, wala kang dapat i-research doon. Alternatively, an unresearchable problem consists of vague details and cannot be resolved through research. Example, problema mo, may baha palagi sa inyo. May baha, hindi mo naman kaya i-solve ng research yung baha. But in contrary, you can conduct a research the causes of flood. Now, the causes of flood in your for example, sa daanan ninyo, no? Sa daanan ninyo. Kasi yung flood doon sa that's natural calamities. Di mo yan may mo na kailangan yan research. Pero the cause of that flood, for example here in our residence, palaging nagbabaha, no? Dapat pwede mo i-research, no? Pwede mong i-research bakit may nagbabaha dito, wala bang mga drainage, no? So, yung sinasabi dito non-researchable is yung flooding, no? Flooding, that is natural calamities. Example of this is a recent survey of District A found that 1,000 women were continuously users of contraceptive pills. No? But last month's survey statistics indicate that none of these women were using contraceptive. No? A discrepancy is that all 1,000 women should have been using a pill, but in fact, none is doing so. The question is why the discrepancy exists. So, well, the fact is, hindi mo na kailangan i-research, no? Kasi, na-find out na nga, yung 1,000 women talaga, hindi gumamit ng contraceptive pills, no? On that information, hindi mo na kailangan i-research bakit 1,000 na mga babae hindi gumamit ng contraceptive pills, no? So that's an example of non-researchable areas. Let's go to the research problem. Research problem is a perceived difficulty, a feeling of discomfort, or a discrepancy between a common belief and reality. A question about why this discrepancy exists or happened. This implies that the reasons for the discrepancy is unclear to the researcher, no? So yung sinasabi ko nga kanina na to motivate students, instructor or teacher should always motivated. Wala pang research yan. mayroon pang something to prove, no? Yan, pwede mo yan i-research through basic research, no? That's a researchable problem. Other one is yung example ka kanina na you wanted to know how many pounds of carabao every week na lalaki siya by feeding carabao grass. That's researchable problem. Okay? So that's the different two of course, in selecting or identifying a problem. Kasi marami tayong problema na hindi mo na kailangan i-research. And other this one, no, based on my experience, no, non-researchable problem is those problems that's already an output or it's already a result of the research of your locality, in your locality. For example, you have already conducted the growth of carabao using carabao grass in Barangay B. Then students in Barangay A will also go into that research. Same title, no. It's not. Hindi na siya problem kasi there is already a findings. No? There's already a findings. You can do the same research, a research problem, using carabao grass into the sensory of the meat, no? Parang iba na yung i-discover mo. Ano na naman yung palatability of the carabif of that carabao eating the carabao grass, no? Pero kung the same problems, the growth performance of the carabao eating carabao grass in Barangay B and you will conduct in Barangay A, hindi na siya researchable because there is already a findings of that same problems. Okay? Let's go to the other slides. The next slides is actually it's good to sana kung na ma-PowerPoint show. Reviewing of literature. So, a review of relevant literature is an integral part of the research process. Integral, hindi pwede mawala. No, hindi pwede mawala. Kailangan nandoon palagi. Why? Kasi doon mo ma-find out na itong mga problems mo or the title of your research is not the same with the conducted in Barangay B. No? Mag-review of literature ka to expand your knowledge about yung researchable problem mo. No? Mayroon ba dito conducted in Saudi Arabia? Is there the same research conducted in India? No? Dapat magkaroon ka doon ng review of literatures. Through reviewing of literature, you will also have a long way of reading. According to our professor in the Samar State, sorry mama, I'm taking my doctoral in Samar State University. According to Dr. Gomba, reading will actually sharpen your mind. It will add your kagaling mo doon sa mga gagawin mo in your research. Ma-improve yung writing skills mo. No? So, reading. You know, one publication minimum of review of literature is 20. No, 20. Out of that 20, marami ka pang i-consider na babasahin mo para mapili mo talaga yung literature that will fit into your study. Hindi pwede na sasabihin ng teacher mo na you need to have 20 review of literature. Basta ka na lang kukuha ng mga studies, published articles na hindi naman related doon sa studies mo. No? Dapat related siya. Na paglagay mo ng citation doon, magra-rhyme doon kung ano na yung naisulat mo. No. That's no. So, reviewing of literature. Ito na yung sinasabi ko kanina na I was deprived what we call, yung kaalaman ko was deprived when I was in high school and even in college, even in my masteral, no? In my first semester of my masteral, na hindi ko talaga alam paano mag-cite, no? Paano mag-cite ng citation in your study. Kasi to respect, no? To respect the law of what we call the Republic Act 165, no? The law of creating patent and prescribing intellectual property, and the Republic Act of what we call 166, no? The Intellectual Property Act. Dapat irerespeto natin yan by citing people who are originally do that knowledge or do that research. Dapat may citation always tayo, no? Nasabi nga natin, when we are making a research report, from the introduction, you should begin with the citation. Kasi all the lahat ng sasabihin mo doon. For example, may research about the vaccine for the COVID-19. Of course, magre-research ka doon, no? Magre-research ka doon ano yung mga related doon sa virus na yon, no? Magre-research ka kung ilang tao na yung nandito sa Pilipinas, ilan yung population natin, ilan yung population ng Laguna, no? Hindi mo naman yan alam kung ilan yung population, dapat galing yan sa PSA, no? Dapat i-cite mo na yung PSA doon, no? Saan nagsimula dito sa Pilipinas yung COVID-19, no? Is it in the NCR, no, in Manila? Dapat magsa-cite ka kasi hindi mo yun original, no? It's not your original thought. Galing yan sa PSA or from the UH. Dapat isa-cite mo sila palagi. Just to respect, no, the author of that study. Okay? In citing that particular study, tuturo ko sa inyo para at least you can do this in your practical application. Sinasabi nga nung nag-prayer kanina. Punta ka sa Google Scholar, sa browser mo, itatype mo yung Google Scholar. Ito, hindi kasi ito noon. Alam niyo, nagkandak ako ng research when I was in college. Talaga, inisa-isa ako mag-i-type yung paano i-cite, no? Yung sinasabi nating bibliography, yung reference cited. Talaga, itinatype yun isa-isa. But in this input, and a click in your computer or laptop or cellphone, no? Makakat and paste mo na yung citation, no? Type ka ng Google Scholar, nakikita ninyo to sa taas, Google Scholar, type mo yan, tapos ito lalabas, nakikita ninyo ito na may circle na black. Google Scholar, i-click mo yan, then balik ka sa browser in the Google Scholar, i-type mo yung gusto mo, no? Ano yung topic? For example, you are searching the relationship of being a stressed student into cheating acts in the school. No, lagay ka dito ng stressed student. Lalabas na yan, no? But in my example, I do the vermimel, no? Vermimel. So ito yung hopefully I submitted this for my utility model publication. Vermimel. Pag sinabing vermi, yung worm, no? Yung earthworm. Same yan. So, ginawa natin na vermi. I have, I think, 4 publication of this, no? Vermimel, pag tinype mo yung vermimel doon sa browser mo, lalabas yan. I-click mo yan. Then, lalabas na yan yung mga study, no? Yung mga study. Ito na yung lalabas. Yan. Out of that vermimel, lumabas na yung, for example, my publication about the gross performance and profitability of broiler chicken with vermimel supplementation under the total confinement. Lalabas na yan. I-click mo na yan. Kung gusto mo makita, i-click mo. Pero if you want only to cite, me as the author of that published article, you will now click the apostrophe. No, ito yung naka-triangle na parang apostrophe, no? Apostrophe yung dalawang quote na ganyan. I-click mo lang yan. Then